All right, let's jump into another deep dive.
That's good.
Today, we're going to be looking at this super insightful interview with Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, yeah, the one leading up to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. His halftime performance.
Hmm.
It's really cool because it's like a rare peek behind the curtain,
Right.
to get inside the head of one of the most influential artists in hip-hop today.
One of the things that makes this interview so fascinating
Yeah.
is the timing.
Oh, interesting.
It's pre-Super Bowl, right?
Right.
So you can sense that there's a lot of pressure,
Mm-hmm.
the weight of expectations,
Yeah, totally.
but it also reveals how his creative philosophy
Mm-hmm.
has evolved over time.
It really has. And one of the first things that struck me when reading it
Okay.
was his story about splitting $5
Right.
for Church's Chicken
Wow.
with his crew
Yep.
after studio sessions
Uh-huh.
in his early days.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, you think about it, here he is, right?
Yeah.
About to have this massive Super Bowl performance,
Mhm.
but he's reflecting on those super humble beginnings.
That's really interesting.
And it just makes you realize that,
Yeah.
success isn't an overnight thing.
Right.
It's all about, the long game,
Mhm.
the dedication, the years of just grinding.
It really is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what do you think, listener?
Mm.
Have you ever had moments like that?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Where maybe the reward seemed miles away,
Yeah.
but, it was really the passion
Uh-huh.
that kept you going?
Yeah, I think that anecdote
Yeah.
really highlights the contrast
Yeah.
between those early days
Right.
and the global stage that he occupies now.
Right. Exactly.
I think it also speaks to the dedication
Yeah.
and sacrifice
Yeah.
involved in pursuing a creative dream,
Right.
even when success seems uncertain.
So true.
And I think it's a powerful reminder
Yeah.
that even, the biggest names in the industry started somewhere.
Yeah. They all had to start somewhere.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like, just the testament to the power of perseverance, right?
It is.
And speaking of dedication,
Okay.
let's talk about Lamar's view of hip hop.
Okay.
He talks about it as like
Yeah.
a competitive sport. It's
Right.
almost like a battleground.
Right.
And it's clear that this mindset
Uh-huh.
has really shaped his approach to making music.
He even mentions
Yeah.
feeling like contemporary hip-hop
Yeah.
was missing
Yeah.
some of that grit and bite.
I know. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
I love that he said that.
That raw energy that artists like Public Enemy
Oh,
and Ice
yeah.
Cube brought to the game.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if you could elaborate on what he means
Oh, for sure.
by grit and bite.
Okay.
What specific elements of, like,
Yep.
earlier hip-hop
Mm-hmm.
does he feel absent
Okay.
in the contemporary scene?
It's such a good question. I think what he's saying is he's
Yeah.
like yearning for this return
Mm.
to the roots of hip hop. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that sense of urgency
Mhm.
and just rawness.
Yeah.
And it seems to me like he's advocating for,
Mm-hmm.
more substance,
Mhm.
more lyrical complexity, more pushing the boundaries of
Mhm.
the art form.
It sounds like he felt like hip-hop had become
Yeah.
a bit too polished,
Yeah.
too safe.
Exactly.
And he wanted to bring back
Yes.
that element of challenge, that
Yeah.
feeling that,
Mm-hmm.
anything could happen.
Yeah. And you can definitely see how that competitive energy
Right.
infused his album,
Yeah.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers,
Mm-hmm.
really pushing the boundaries of the genre.
Absolutely.
And what's amazing to me is
Yeah.
how he takes that battle mentality
Okay.
and channels it into something like family ties.
Right.
I mean, who would have thought that a song that started as like a battle rap track
Yeah.
could end up winning a Grammy
A
for
fun-
Song of the Year?
That's incredible.
It really is.
It's a testament to his ability to elevate
Mhm.
a raw, aggressive style
Yeah.
into something that resonates at a
Right.
much broader level.
Exactly.
And remember,
Yeah.
the Song of the Year award
Mm-hmm.
specifically recognizes songwriting,
Right.
not just popularity.
That's a good point.
It's a
Yeah.
huge validation of rap
Yeah.
as a legitimate art form,
Right.
deserving of recognition
Totally.
alongside any other genre.
Definitely. It's
Yeah.
like that Grammy win wasn't just a win for Lamar.
Right.
It was a win for
Yeah.
the entire hip hop community.
Absolutely.
And as we kind of delve into his albums, you can see this clear evolution in his approach.
Interesting.
He made albums for the culture,
Yeah.
albums for the critics,
Uh-huh.
and then, with Mr. Morale,
Right.
he took like a deeply personal turn,
Right.
exploring his own vulnerabilities.
Oh, wow.
And inner conflict.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
with Mr. Morale,
Yeah.
there's a noticeable shift
Mm-hmm.
in energy.
Yes.
It's more introspective,
For sure.
more raw,
Absolutely.
more willing to confront difficult emotions
Totally.
than,
Yeah.
with G and X.
Right.
He intentionally returns to
Yeah.
that raw rap style,
Right.
showcasing his versatility
Mm-hmm.
and dedication to pushing boundaries.
It's like he's constantly reinventing himself,
Oh,
but staying true to
yes.
his core.
Right.
Let's unpack this idea of reinvention a little bit more.
Okay.
Lamar talks about his songwriting process,
Mm-hmm.
and he uses Reincarnated as an example.
Oh, yeah. The song inspired by Tupac's Outlaws.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He crafts stories
Yeah.
almost like chapters
Interesting.
in a book,
Right.
using what-if scenarios.
Oh, okay. To explore, different themes and
Mhm.
perspectives.
What's fascinating here
Yeah.
is his focus on evoking emotions
Right.
in the listener,
Mhm.
regardless of their interpretation.
It's like he wants you to feel something,
You're right. Yeah.
to connect with a story on like
Yeah.
a visceral level.
I see.
It's not about dictating like
Right.
a specific meaning,
Yeah.
but about creating a space
Right.
for individual interpretation and emotional resonance.
It's almost like a choose-your-own-adventure novel.
I was just thinking that.
But for music.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Which makes me think about,
Yeah.
the creative process
Huh?
that he uses when
Well,
crafting these songs.
It's fascinating, right?
Yeah, it is.
It seems like he approaches songwriting
Uh-huh.
almost like method acting,
Wow.
That's
interesting.
He puts himself in these like hypothetical situations.
Where he explores different perspectives
Mhm.
and then channels those experiences into his lyrics.
It's about empathy,
Yeah.
stepping outside of your comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
and really trying to understand the world
Yes.
from different angles.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
it is.
Yeah, it really makes you think
Mhm.
about how limiting it can be
Yeah.
to just,
Right.
stick to one perspective.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like he's constantly challenging himself and the listeners
Yeah,
to,
man.
expand their understanding of the world.
Absolutely. And it's not just
Right.
confined to his music
Yeah.
either. This
Yeah.
this expansive, multi-dimensional thinking
Mm-hmm.
also comes through in his work
Yeah.
with P.G. Lang,
Right.
his creative agency.
It's so cool
Yeah.
how Lamar is involved in so much more
Well.
than just the music side of things.
Yeah.
He's deeply involved
Yeah.
in the creative process at P.G. Lang.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clear that he sees it as
Yeah.
a platform for pushing boundaries
Right.
across multiple mediums.
Okay.
Absolutely. Music, film, fashion, you name it.
And the Super Bowl halftime show itself
Yes.
was a P.G. Lang production,
I know. That's what's so cool.
which is like
Yeah,
a pretty powerful testament
it is.
to their capabilities.
Yeah.
Lamar even raves about
Yeah.
his partner, Dave Free,
Mm,
and calls his creative mind insane.
yeah.
And, talks about their synergy
Yeah.
in pushing each other to new heights.
I love that he really emphasizes that
Yeah.
collaborative energy.
Uh-huh.
It shows how much he values
Right.
different perspectives
Yeah.
and how feeding off of each other's creativity can lead to something truly groundbreaking.
Yeah, for sure.
But speaking of the Super Bowl,
All right.
can we talk about the sheer audacity
Right.
of condensing an entire career's worth of music
Yeah.
into a 13-minute performance?
It's crazy.
How do you even begin to approach something like that?
It's a monumental task,
Right.
for sure.
It's wild.
Lamar talks about focusing on
Okay.
the present energy,
Interesting.
not dwelling on the past.
Okay.
He wanted the performance to showcase
Yeah.
his evolution as an artist,
Okay.
highlighting where he is now creatively,
Mm-hmm.
rather than just,
Right.
simply rehashing past hits.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But could you elaborate on what he means by
Right.
present energy?
Okay.
How did that actually translate
Yeah.
into the performance?
So it's about capturing the essence
Mhm.
of his current artistic state,
Okay.
the ideas and emotions that
Yeah.
are driving his work
Right.
at this moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the way he blended different songs,
Right.
incorporated new arrangements,
Okay.
and even brought in
Yeah.
surprise guests.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a chronological retrospective,
Right.
but
Yeah.
a dynamic, forward-looking statement
I see.
of his creative vision.
So it's like he's saying, this is who I am now, and this is where I'm going.
Exactly.
And then there's also that really interesting connection he draws between, like, LA and New Orleans and Black culture, and how that kind of, like, got woven into the performance as well. It adds another layer of depth and meaning, you know?
Right.
Transforming it from just a concert into, like, a powerful cultural statement.
That connection speaks volumes.
Yeah.
About his commitment to representing his roots.
Right.
And acknowledging, like, the cultural tapestry that has shaped him as an artist.
So true.
You know?
Yeah.
He's not just performing on a stage.
Right.
He's using that platform to tell a story.
Totally.
To make a statement about, you know, identity, community, the power of cultural heritage.
It's like he's saying, my journey is a reflection of a larger cultural narrative.
Yeah, exactly. Which brings us to what I think is at the heart of his creative philosophy.
Okay.
Authenticity.
Absolutely.
He's incredibly vocal about, like, the importance of expressing what others can't.
Right.
Being vulnerable and evoking genuine emotions in the listener.
It's about connecting on a human level.
Right.
Sharing those, you know, raw, unfiltered truths that resonate with others.
He even shared that anecdote about his friend Ashley saying that authenticity is something you can literally feel in a room.
Wow.
Like it's like a palpable energy.
I love that.
It's not something you can fake.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It comes from a place
of genuine self-expression.
That's such a powerful image.
I know, right?
It's like authenticity acts as this magnetic force that draws people in.
Yeah. And Lamar's advice to young artists to, like, embrace their uniqueness and let their true selves shine through.
Right.
Really reinforces that idea.
Yeah.
It's a message that transcends music, I think.
Totally.
It's about being comfortable in your own skin, owning your story, and expressing your voice without fear.
And in a world that's so often obsessed with image and perfection, that kind of raw honesty is incredibly refreshing.
It really is.
It's inspiring, too. It makes you want to be more authentic in your own life.
Exactly.
To embrace those things that make you unique.
And it reminds us that true artistry often comes from those places of vulnerability and honesty.
It's like he's saying, this is me, flaws and all.
Right.
And if you connect with it,
great. If not, that's okay, too.
Exactly.
There's, like, a real sense of freedom in that.
There is.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's given us permission to just be ourselves.
Right.
You know? Yeah. No pretense, no masks.
I like that.
It's a really powerful message.
It is.
And it makes me wonder how we can apply that. That kind of authenticity to our own lives.
Right.
And our work.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right.
It's about finding that that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Where your passions and your unique perspective and your desire to, like, connect with others all intersect.
So true. You know, it's about tapping into that raw, unfiltered part of yourself and letting it guide your actions and creation. So it's not just about being genuine, but it's also about, like, finding that thing that truly lights you up, the thing that makes you want to share your voice with the world.
Exactly. And it might not always be, like, pretty or polished.
Sure.
But that's okay.
Right.
In fact, those imperfections, those rough edges are often what make art so compelling and relatable.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. It's like those, you know, those Japanese pottery where they, like, embrace the cracks and the imperfections as part of the beauty of the piece.
Right.
It's called kintsugi.
Wow. That's a perfect analogy.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about seeing those imperfections not as flaws, but as, like, integral parts of the story.
Right.
Adding depth and character.
And that ties back to Lamar's focus on, you know, storytelling.
Right.
Both in his music and in his approach
right.
to the Super Bowl performance.
It's like he's saying, every experience, every struggle,
right,
every triumph shapes who we are.
It does.
And by sharing those stories, you can like connect with others on a much deeper level.
It's about creating empathy, fostering understanding,
right,
and building bridges between people.
It's about using your voice and your platform to like shine a light on the human experience in all its complexity.
It is.
This has been such an incredible deep dive.
It has.
I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of like Lamar's creative philosophy, but it's definitely left me feeling inspired and motivated to, embrace my own authenticity.
That's great.
What about you, listener? What resonated most with you today?
Right.
What will you take away from this deep dive?
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Lamar will drop more clues about his upcoming album.
Oh, that would be awesome.
On the GNX tour.
Yeah.
It's always exciting to see where his creative journey takes him next.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Until then, we can keep, exploring his music, dissecting his lyrics, and unraveling the layers of meaning woven into his artistry.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for listening, everyone.